Well, I'm excited to share the results of the PATHFINDER II study. This is examining the safety and efficacy of a multi-cancer early detection test in an intended use population. The test that we were examining is the GRAIL Gallery multi-cancer early detection blood test, which is looking at targeted methylation patterns within the circulating free DNA and assessing that and detecting a signal by next generation sequencing and machine learning. The test also, if it's signal detected, will provide a cancer signal origin to help investigators and providers hone in on the diagnostic workup for a positive test. The PATHFINDER II study was a large study. 36,000 participants enrolled from 32 North American healthcare systems. The participants were 50 years of age or older with no clinical suspicion of cancer. They had their blood drawn. The MCED test was performed. And for participants with a positive MCED test result, we underwent further diagnostic evaluation to try to identify a cancer by really honing in and leaning into the predicted disease site origin. Within the 12-month follow-up period for this initial analysis of 25,000 patients, we found that 60% of the cancers were screen detected, far higher than the 14% of cancers currently detected with US screening. And this was largely driven by the MCED test. The MCED test increased the number of screen-detected cancers by more than 7-fold when considering the cancers detected by breast cancer, cervical, lung cancer, and colorectal cancer screening. Furthermore, this test was designed to have a very high specificity, so the positive predictive value, or the PPV of the test, was 62%, meaning that of the participants that had a positive MCED test result, 6 out of 10 of them were eventually found to have a cancer. The cancers that were found were largely early stage. 69% were between stages 1 and 3, 54% between the stages 1 and 2. And of those stage 1 and 2 cancers, 2/3 of them were cancers that we don't have screening strategies for. Furthermore, the test was safe, and out of the 25,000 participants that had the MCED test, less than 1% had an invasive procedure like a biopsy or endoscopy because of the MCED test. So in summary, from the PATHFINDER II study, the largest multi-cancer early detection study to date, the MCED test was able to identify 7-fold more cancers than normal screening programs. The test had a very high PPV of 62%, and the test was safe. And really, these initial results showed the clinical utility and the potential of this MCED test to improve outcomes when implemented on a population level.